Go!
Welcome to Fun Friday at Functionised.
It's Friday.
It's Friday. I was just texted that earlier. It said Happy Friday, and I didn't think this was any more than Tuesday.
Stir Friday?
Stir
Ooh.
Friday.
I'm having steak later, but I can't Friday that one. I'll make it a functionized
You
steak.
can chop it up, add some vegetables, but that's just a Stir Friday.
Stir.
Welcome to
I had no
Friday
thoughts
at
on
Functionised.
that. Yes.
This is how we like to roll. We're talking today with Dr. Michael Brandon, the soon-to-be test subject of Keto Size Me film, the documentary in order to ascertain quality of food. So as we saw, the burger challenge, which is the best burger, he's stuck with Burger King for a month.
Yep.
Nothing else changes, and we're going to do this afternoon. We're going to have a crap ton of fun.
Woohoo!
We're going to stick needles in him and pull blood. And off camera, he's going to urinate in a cup and poop into a container.
Exciting times. on
And then give that to the
Friday.
FedEx guy.
You never know what's in those boxes.
It's not a
Well,
chocolate bar. Anywho,
Moving on, I think.
you got your last chance to participate in the Dennis W. Zielinski Jr. Memorial Fund. www.onehopewine/event/51533. Last chance, buy a case. And like I said, every case that you buy, I'm going to give you a bottle of wine out of our collection. That's it.
I signed off on it.
She's not drinking until September, so it's an easy sign off
There
for
you
her.
go. Okay.
Today we're going to talk about diet fads.
Yes, emphasis on the die part of diet.
Anytime people talk about a diet, what is it? Yeah, it's kind of temporary, right?
Very temporary. It's why I actually hate the term. It makes my bones chill a little bit when I hear this new diet that we're working on.
I loathe that. It's almost the fad
Oh,
is
come on.
like it's
Womp womp womp.
It's
scandalous.
I was gonna say asinine today. But we could say scandalous.
But yeah, it's amazing the things that people have done and are willing to do to lose weight. It's
Fascinating.
we'll go with fascinating.
Diet is temporary, so anytime someone's doing a diet, it's a short-term thing. So, we could just go on for days. Dr. Mike,
We
what are
could.
some of these that you're familiar with?
I picked some of my favorite ones. The first one we'll talk about.
My favorite one's the ones that you've tried.
No, I've tried one of these bad ideas.
So shall we play the guessing game later and figure out which one it is?
You can. It should be obvious for anyone who knows me at all or has watched one of these. But yes, we can play that game.
All right, so what is number one?
So the first one we're going to talk about is the Tapeworm Diet, where it's exactly what it sounds like. It was actually really common in like the early 19th century, or 20th century, 1900s. There we go. Where people would pay $1,500 for a jar of tapeworm eggs and some water, maybe a little bit of lime, add a little finish up the cocktail, and then drink it. And then they can grow tapeworms in their body, and they realized, well, one, I will say, it was an effective form of weight loss. Just weight loss aside, it worked. People were able to eat more, they still lost weight, and they had a pet growing at the same time. There were some issues with this, believe it or not. Having a parasite in you on purpose is not the ideal healthy way.
So what could go wrong with inserting tapeworm into your body?
Let's go. One thing is everything. Malnourished. No matter what you're eating, if you're eating a lot of good, healthy food, then you're going to have a strong, healthy tapeworm in your gut. If you're eating a bunch of junk food, then you'll have a
Angry tapeworm.
Alright, maybe he likes Twinkies. We'll ask him about another diet we have coming down here in a little bit. But you're malnourished because you're not getting any of those nutrients. The worm's getting everything. So that can lead you to all kinds of symptoms from nutrient deficiencies, which is any of your general malaise symptoms, headaches, can't heal, fatigue, etc. And the fun part is when larvae, this is fun here on Fridays, larvae can actually go through the bloodstream and then start dropping or laying eggs and cysts in random body parts, like in your eyes. There's some grotesque photos on Google if you really want to see that. Can leave cysts in the heart, in the lungs, and that can lead to brain, lead anything from seizures, respiratory arrest. So probably not worth having a tapeworm in you. probably not worth the $1,500 people paid for this.
One tapeworm, not like
It was
the
an
entire jar of eggs.
So it was a group of eggs. So you do get more than one tapeworm.
Right, which is probably the biggest problem in this
Kind of
one.
like you get
because-
sea monkeys, get a whole bunch, see which ones survive.
Sea monkeys.
Yeah,
I don't recommend eating those either.
I don't recommend any of this.
No.
No, all right.
But so they stopped that. That's actually illegal now, though if you Google, people are still looking for tapeworms. It's still something people are trying to honestly do. I recommend don't do it.
And with bad meat sometimes and bad vegetables, people inconspicuously actually contract tapeworm.
Accidentally, that's the most common way of happening. It's actually organic vegetables. People don't wash them.
Mm-hmm.
For whatever reason, they think they're organic, they don't need washed. Not true, wash your produce. But yeah, that still happens. So
Some of the fun part is that with the gut being our second brain, and the bacteria in the gut actually being our third brain, the tapeworm actually ends up becoming that fourth brain because it wants to survive, and it's in your gut. So it's literally putting off signals for your brain to be telling your body things to do that may not normally be done.
people are paying for parasitic brain control.
It's true.
That's a cool way to think about it.
Futurama. Remember the Futurama?
Yes.
Fry had that sandwich?
Oh my gosh, it made him super. That was like a tuna salad or
Yeah.
at a gas station. Yeah, and it made him super intelligent and strong.
Right.
Yeah.
And then it was too much for Leela, so they had to go and cut the synapses.
Yeah, he shrunk down, went into his own brain. Or I don't really remember how that happened, but
Yeah, then he killed his brain down
he was
to like
chopping up
one
medulla
synapse.
and everything. Yeah.
Ow!
Ow.
Moral of the story: don't eat tapeworms.
Or have friends with a shrink ray. Maybe it'll work out. So it didn't for him.
Or the egg salad / tuna salad
I
sandwiches
think it was
from
egg
gas
salad, I think
stations
you're
that are
It was
great.
that gas station
Don't
vending
get
machine.
egg
Yeah.
salad
Right.
sandwiches from a vending machine at a gas station. You don't know what you're gonna bring home.
Gotta change dinner plans.
That's where I was going tonight.
Tastes good with stir fry.
Glad you're not taking me.
Alright, so another one here. The
Yes.
one that I'm going to put all my marbles in if we're wagering marbles. Your favorite
Marbles?
diet.
You have marbles?
I have marbles. Oh.
I was gonna make jokes about dropping your marbles and other different things.
Major League 2 for anybody who thinks I'm off my rocker, which I might be.
You're
Yes.
sitting on the rocker. I see you right now. You're on the
So let's talk about the dehydration diet. What can you
Yes.
tell us about the dehydration diet? Because again, diet meaning you're going to die. D-I-E are the first three letters.
This is
Very good, honey.
that was
Save me.
Oh.
Just
Let's
smart,
prep for Friday.
smart us up here.
Smart
please.
us up?
Smart us up.
smart us up by saying this is probably one of the dumber ones on the list, and well, we'll leave it at that one. But dehydration diet, this actually bugs the crap out of me. I've seen this so many times in the gym. When I was younger, I'd walk up to people who were wearing a bunch of hoodies and stuff on an elliptical or treadmill and just ask them what they were doing. At this point, I was like 23. I already knew what they were doing, but I liked getting their answers anyway.
You just wanted to screw with them.
Yeah, it was comical.
You're having fun.
100%. Yeah, see people sweating, and it's like, why are you wearing all these clothes trying to sweat more? It's like, oh, well, I lost 4 pounds yesterday from doing this, so I'm just going to keep doing this again. And I believe him. He probably did lose 4 pounds from dehydrating and sweating it out. That's not body fat. He gains it back as soon as you eat or drink, or if you don't eat or drink, you're going to die in a couple of days from dehydration, hence diet.
Mm-hmm.
And people constantly think this is a healthy or normal or acceptable way of losing weight. You can lose 10 pounds in a day of water. It's really not that hard. It's not safe. Far from safe. We're supposed to have this much water in us. There's a lot of health issues that can come from losing a lot of water, especially doing it rapidly. And even where it's acceptable, like in terms of sport, with like martial arts, wrestling, judo, bodybuilding,
Mm-hmm.
I'm still going to sit here and say it's still dumb, because it is. Can't believe you're going to do that.
And I'm gonna borrow your sweatsuit. I'm gonna wear your trash
But-
bag sweatsuit.
People have so many health conditions that come from this.
But I'm medically supervised, so it's
Yeah.
You need to be medically supervised right now. So, on part of this
thanks, honey.
dehydration diet,
Yes.
talk to me also. I see it. People are wearing them all the time. They think I'm talking about these wraps. They're like, what's the corset? Guys and girls are wearing corsets and swearing by them to lose their midsection. You see them on Instagram all the time now being marketed, Facebook being marketed. These have been around since, well, man decided that they can sell snake oil to people. But individuals that look really good still swear by them. And a lot of this does have to do with just dehydrating the crud out of the area, right?
Yeah, I mean, when you dehydrate, muscles will pop out a little bit more for a bit because there's less fluid, less mass sitting in front of it. So when you dehydrate, I mean, maybe it will look like the way you look in the mirror a little bit. Dehydrate another pound or two, you will not like the way you feel.
Right.
Tell you, I read in a book once where people can get seizures or pass out randomly when doing something like this, and it doesn't
Read
sound
it
pleasant.
in a book?
I did. I happened to write the book, and it's not safe. Professionals who do this for sport, it was about 20% of them get hospitalized with something for doing this if they lose more than 14% of their body weight. So I mean, probably about 15 to 20 pounds for most people. It was like 12 to 18%, so I picked 14. It's not healthy,
No,
and
it's
it's
just
not maintainable by the
I was
least.
just gonna say.
And if you are looking for any type of performance, it goes skyrocketing downward, right?
Yeah, you just need water. Your muscles need it. Your nervous system needs it to be able to send signals. You need it to be able to breathe and move, because if you can't function well, your body passes out. So that way you can conserve energy and water that it has. And then people wonder why you're in a coma, but you probably look a little bit better with slightly tighter abs.
So our cells are made up of 60% water, right? So
Yes.
therefore, I mean, cells need water to survive, maintain function.
Yeah. Otherwise, their
Lesson learned.
organ damage happens very quickly. Like acute heart problems, kidney problems happen very commonly with this, and bowels tend to twist up and spasm.
So let's move on to the next one.
Yes.
Very popular down in the cotton fields in the South.
Is this where it's popular?
This is the segue. Cotton ball diet.
Yes. Another great one. This one I hadn't heard about.
Educate
until
us about
recently.
this one.
So, this one started in the cotton fields deep down south, mostly with models, where it's, again, similar to what it sounds like. People would take cotton balls, they would drop them, dip them into juice or smoothies, so that way you get some flavor, and eat them.
Like
That's the-
swallow the cotton balls?
You could chew it first, I guess, maybe have a little bit more juice on it.
So you're going to
Like
feel
gum,
fuller,
like a
right?
cotton ball
So you're not
gum.
going to want to eat.
Yeah, the concept is you fill up, and the thought was, oh, it's cotton, it's fully natural, it digests. Well, no, it doesn't digest, and most cotton balls are about 50% polyester anyway, and not cotton, which causes two problems. One, they're all bleached, so you're putting bleached products in your body, which is a neurotoxin, a carcinogen. There's a couple good reasons not to do it. And if you eat a bunch of cotton, you know when anything cloth-like gets wet, it bundles up and gets hard. You don't want that in your stomach. It turns into a word that I can't pronounce, so I'll try it. Bazaar.
It is
Sounds
bizarre.
great. It is bizarre. There we go.
It is.
In other words, it can form these little clumps that get stuck in your stomach or your intestinal lining anywhere, and cause things like blood clots in the intestines, because they can push on stuff, cause actually a little stroke in the stomach. That can lead to vascular deficiency, cause gangrene, which is where you just don't get blood to tissues and then they die. Pretty colors, I guess. Convulsions, abdominal pain, bloating.
Phenomenal.
But
So-
you're not eating much calories.
So I always stick to psyllium husk. Get your fiber, blow that up, and maybe you'll be a little bit more full.
Much better option?
It's an option.
Yes.
It is.
Asinine.
Asinine.
Let's talk about the Twinkie diet.
Yes, this is one we've
This
talked
is
about.
fun.
This in a few
We've talked
times.
about this a lot before.
Usually in an asinine way. I think we've talked about it.
Asinine, the word of the day. And the number is 3.
I'll have to go back and write these down, which numbers are what, just for my own entertainment. So yes, the Twinkie diet, also known as the junk food diet or convenience store diet, or there's been a lot of names for it. This one started by a nutrition professor at, I think, Kansas City. Mark, Hod.
Kansas State is
Kansas
what you're
State,
looking
there
for.
we
Mm-hmm. Mark Hod.
Ish. Anyway, he was a nutrition professor, and his goal was to show how to lose weight is calories versus calorie in versus calorie out.
Very popular method.
And in the most simplicity of lose weight, that's true. You want to talk about health, it's far from it, which is also part of this point here. What he had is he had Twinkies or some sort of junk food every 3 hours. He ate significantly less than normal, about 1,500 calories, did this for 10 weeks,
Mhm.
and lost 27 pounds. he felt like crap.
Yeah.
I was thrown out there. He felt awful. He did lose the weight though, because simply was calories versus calorie out. Twinkies apparently was his favorite, but he would mix it up with Hostess or a bag of Doritos. You know, don't want to get bored in your diet. And then we ended up saying he ended up gaining 20 of those pounds back, and then his health went down. Go figure. So he switched to a more healthy lifestyle of having a lot more vegetables, seeds, nuts.
Okay.
But it showed. He did this as a educational tool. At least I took it as he did his learning mechanism. Other people picked up as a fad diet, realizing they can eat Twinkies and cakes and lose weight.
The stinky part about that is they're so calorie dense. You're gonna be so hungry. It tastes great, and now your brain is saying eat more because it's got that sugar rush, and
Oh yeah.
you got excess ghrelin. And like I said, the Twinkies, you eat one, that's great. That's why there's 2 in a bag typically. You eat those 2, and it's like, all right, there's more in the box. And before you know it, you got your entire day right there, and you've got so much more to go. Very unsatisfying as well.
Twinkies are gross, so they're
I
very
love Twinkies.
unsatisfying.
Really?
Oh yeah, you just bite off the top, the cream is in there, you got the cream, then you get the rest of the cream to go.
Cream-filled things.
Oh,
you
it's
know,
basically
are just-
cannoli. That's. Oh, wait a
Same.
minute. So I like the Swiss cake rolls. That would have been the one I chose on Twinkie.
I would like the Hostess a little. Yeah.
Louder.
What? I'm not eating it.
Okay, you're not eating it.
Not eating it.
Asinine.
It's asinine.
So how about some magic pills? Because a lot of people walk into the Fit Lab saying, where's the magic pill?
It's all people want. The quick fix.
Right, Lila?
Take
Magic
a pill
pill?
and fix it.
Exactly. So the crowd says is yes.
And you know, though there is no magic pill, plenty of people will sell you one. And this happened a lot in the 50s and 60s. And the
Snake oil salesman.
yeah,
right?
I mean, hey, I'm a doctor. Trust me, this works. Okay, and
Trust
that's,
me,
That's the
I'm
way
a
marketing
doctor.
worked a lot. Not the best method of trust, but you know what? It works for them at the past. But what these magic pills did is one, some of them were effective. This is a very generalization, but a lot of them did work. A lot of them also had arsenic and amphetamines in them, which might be why it worked. For those who
Amphetamines.
amphetamine.
Add amphetamines to pretty much anything and you lose weight.
Yes, and arsenic adding to it, for those who don't know, I mean, it's a poison directly to us. It doesn't take much to kill us, but it works in our body like an amphetamine, more so like methamphetamine. So pretty much you're taking crystal meth,
Take crystal meth and
amphetamines
get
in a
skinny.
pill.
Got it.
Look at all the crack people out there.
There's not many of them overweight.
That's true.
So again, this was effective statistically, gotta say it, because it does increase your metabolic rate. It makes you breathe heavier, breathe faster. Your muscles are much more active. They can't stay still. And then you don't sleep. So when you're awake longer, you burn more calories because you're not sleeping. Again, you go into malnourishment, and most people ended up. This is the second most cause of death from fad diets. The other one we'll probably talk about next time we talk about this with you. Fen. But people die a lot from these. It's taking meth in a pill, basically.
True.
And what it was doing is it was working. So what do people do when something works?
They take more.
You gotta take more. So now you're overdosing on meth and arsenic and wondering why you feel awful, but you're probably down 20 pounds.
And the funky part in the case of fen was fen worked. Put them both together, and the doctors didn't know what the actual doses were supposed to be. So they just put this dosage with that dosage, not realizing they were giving people too much. Now the problem with that was too much, and it actually wasn't working. There's that bell curve, if you would. So if it's not working, you must give somebody more. If they actually decreased the doses about half, fen would have been the greatest weight loss drug ever. But with new drugs coming out, which actually did happen, they were able to get fen off the market, and the other drugs they were trying to get on, got on, and then off the market, had some funky studies to make sure fen was off. It was an absolute mess. And unfortunately, we will not see it as a result.
Right. These kind of magic pills are the way most people die when they're trying to do crash dieting. I mean, because again, they're drastic, they're effective, they kill your body directly.
Right.
So highly unrecommended. There are lower doses of, we'll call it a semi-legal sense of it, where some doctors will prescribe Adderall, which is a similar mode of amphetamine, for weight loss. I think in some states that's legal. I'm sure it's happening more often than it should be.
Or an ADD diagnosis, hey, you need to lose weight too,
Yeah,
we'll just prescribe it for ADD.
Yeah. So I mean, that's very common, because again, it's effective, far safer than these magic pills with a bunch of meth and arsenic in it. Still not recommended as a mode. Doing a healthy lifestyle is far better, safer, and, well, gee, at least safer and better.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll give those.
Now, when it comes to actually increasing metabolism, a lot of people don't realize, you do the Twinkie diet, your hormones are out of whack. You do these crash diets out of whack. You decide, hey, I'm going to start running. I'm 50 pounds overweight, but running is the thing, not realizing that your body's got so many imbalances. You get the joints that are going to start being bashed on. There's going to be a lot of problems that go along with this. So the actual solution here is to actually have hormones tested.
Yes.
And that miracle could be you finding the deficiency. Men oftentimes, testosterone, especially as they age. Women, many times, especially as they get older, the thyroid starts getting out of whack. And if you're not testing T3 and reverse T3 to actually know, then you're not going to know. So it's a very simple solution to find the dosage of compounded T3, start taking that, and the metabolism returns back to normal, and an individual can go on a healthy lifestyle, not with Twinkies, and be just fine. That is your magic pill.
Combine that with an intelligent mountain type of exercise, so you get the muscle build up, more hormones start getting produced in vitro better that way, and yeah,
Absolutely.
test it.
If you ain't testing, you're guessing. Always test for success, right, peeps?
Right.
Yeah, dog.
Oh, grr.
So yeah, it's Friday. This is Friday.
Fried Friday. Stir Friday and Fried Friday.
Fried Friday.
Which means tomorrow morning I get to get here even earlier when you're already fried on Friday, which is
Super Saturday.
Super Saturday.
It is gonna be Super Saturday. I have glutathione push day.
Oh, yeah.
Jeez.
IV's in the fit lab tomorrow.
I'll be good to go.
If anybody's interested, let me know now. Otherwise it'll be too late for getting in. But you can actually get one 7 days a week. But since we're having a little party here at the lab, we're getting our limitlesses.
Limitless.
Immune boosting IV, better health, great absorption.
Absolutely.
Yay.
We got anything else for tonight?
No, we'll save that for next week.
Sounds great. All right. You two want to take it out? Dr. Mike, I guess, is out. Beauty brains run.
I'm gonna take that out. I'm
out, but,
really confused on that one. That could have
We're all
gone
out.
in so many ways.
You mad scientist. I am out. The Functionised.
Sayonara.